This is Twit.
Randy in Mission Viejo, Leo Laporte, the tech guy.
Hi, I have the Mavericks new free operating system on my Mac.
You have my deepest sympathies. I do too.
I hate that system.
Apple has really, I am so disappointed in Apple. Both iOS 7 and Mavericks are full of bugs. And then OS X Mavericks, they took away many features that are very good features for no reason.
Is there any way I can wipe the drive and put
Start
on?
over?
I've got the Snow Leopard, disc.
Yeah, you can start over.
How do I do that?
It's very simple. If you've got your install disk, you put it in the machine, you reboot the machine. Well, actually, you could just launch the installer, and it would reboot for you. And then go into options, and you want to do a custom install. The custom install deletes everything. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. I love Macintosh computers, and if given the choice between Mac and Windows, I'll choose a Mac every day, 10 times out of 10, no problem at all. But I also have to be honest. I don't think Apple is keeping up with the quality here. And I think Apple may be suffering a little bit of a brain crunch, frankly. Lots of bugs in the new Mavericks operating system. Lots of weird choices as well. And iOS 7, don't get me started. I really hate how it looks. And I think a lot of weird choices made there as well. And just some inconsistency. And some people say, and I think this might be true, that the problem isn't that Apple doesn't want to make a perfect operating system, but it's hard to get these programmers. These really great programmers are hard to find. It's just as hard to find as a great singer or a great painter. And of course, because we have a world where they are in more demand than ever before, and everybody in the world, Google and Facebook and Apple, are throwing money at these guys, and Microsoft throwing money at these guys, it's hard to get them. And now Apple has $150 billion in cash in the bank, so it's not an issue of not having enough computers or seats or even enough money to give these guys. I think it's really, there is just a dearth of great programmers out there, the Andy Hertzfelds and the Bill Atkinsons of the world, and Apple just doesn't have them. I don't know where they're going. I think what's happening is that the best programmers are coming out of school and starting their own businesses. They're looking at what happened at Instagram when they made $1 billion in less than a year on this startup. And Snapchat, two frat brothers from Stanford who turned down a $3 billion offer, turned down a $3 billion offer from Facebook, saying we're worth more, 2-year-old company. I think a lot of these kids coming out of the computer science programs all over the country and all over the world, for that matter, are saying, hey, why would I go work for Google or Apple or Microsoft when I could start my own business and be worth $1 billion in a year or two? And that's what's happening. So I think that what we're seeing is some of the less brilliant programmers are working on some of these operating systems, and they do. I mean, they're getting more complicated, let's face it, the operating systems, but they do seem less robust, and there seem to be design choices that are less comprehensible. Somebody in the chat room, Debug1, says, writing code is easy. Writing good code? That's not so easy. I think that's probably true. Our advice with Mavericks was to wait. My advice with, I say our, this is the royal we. No, my friends and I who are paying attention to this stuff almost always say, wait before you upgrade an operating system till the second version. Not the first update, but the second update. So this is 10.9. Don't install 10.9. Don't install 10.9.1. Install 10.9.2. That's the update that fixes the bugs introduced by the first update. By then, they should have figured out a lot of these problems. I do have to say that in general, whether it's Windows or Macintosh, you do, or even Linux, you do want to have the latest operating system. Android, you do want to have the latest operating system. iOS, because of security flaws that are fixed and so forth. And generally, we are getting better. It's just sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And there are a number of things with OS X Mavericks where people are just scratching their heads. Simple things like the ugly dock, that you can't change, to odd decisions about how to handle Finder windows. Finder tabs are the new thing from, and Apple. The way Apple works is they hand this down from the mountaintop and say, this is how it is. From now on, you will use tabs, not new windows. And if you're used to using new windows, it's just frustrating. I don't think there's a problem with waiting. That's, I guess, my point. Eventually, you're going to want to upgrade. You absolutely are. But if you're using Windows 7, or if you're using OS X Mountain Lion, there's not such urgency yet. Wait a little bit. Let the bugs be ironed out. Let some of these bumps in the road be fixed before you make the big change. Me, I'm always going to get the latest because that's my job. I'm the one who has to say to you, uh-oh, trouble ahead.